Welcome to the Business Book Review. This series was created as a result of my love for reading and hopes to connect with others who feel the same way. I'm not paid by any of the authors of these books for these reviews, nor did I even receive a free copy of the book, okay? If it's on this show, I paid for it, I read it, and I fell in love with it. It's just that simple. Now, I read books for three reasons. Number one, to make me a better business person. Two, to make me a better citizen. And then three, to make me a better human overall. And this series, we're gonna focus mainly on the first of those three goals, being a better business person. But if you're ever curious to what my other favorite books are for the other two categories, reach out, send me a comment, and just ask. I'd love to share. I'm kicking off this series reviewing one of my all-time absolute favorite business books. And I'm indebted to Dan Bradbury from the UK who turned me on to this gem. It's called The Ultimate Blueprint for an Insanely Successful Business by Keith Cunningham. Yes, that is a mouthful. That's quite the title, but it's quite the book as well. Why do I love it? I love it because Keith is an absolute master at two things. Number one, he can take something as complex as entrepreneurship with a seemingly endless number of variables that all seem to compete for the owner's attention, and he can pare those variables down into some simple first order principles of running a business. I'm not kidding, like after you read this book, you have so much clarity on your mission that you otherwise might not get because of all of the distractions. Number two, he has an unapologetic, matter-of-fact way of peeling away all of the distractions in his writing that leaves no room for maybe. Like he gets concepts down to either this or that, will or won't. He makes things very black and white. And I don't even know that I necessarily agree with all of his definitives, but when I challenge them, I can't really come up with a good argument for why it's not as he says it is. Here's an example, some excerpts from his book. You cannot successfully create a sustainable business or optimize your financial performance by overspending on your assets. Getting big is a result of success. Success is not a result of getting big. Bottom line, cash and profits have absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with each other. You see what I mean? Definitive. There's no room for maybes or multiple scenarios. It's just this way or that way. In fact, I searched for the word maybe in his book, and in 152 pages of come to Jesus confrontational text, he only uses the word maybe 10 times. And 9 of those, he was using the word to cover possible scenarios that you as the reader might be experiencing. Only once in the entire book does the word maybe work its way into his business strategy statements. Now, in my opinion, the crux of the book is all about determining what critical drivers in your business will produce the best and most efficient results for increasing your operating cash flow. That's also the other main sale of the book, by the way, is the importance of how, as a business owner, you need to ensure your operating cash flows stay out front. These aren't his words, but what I kind of got out of it is this. Stupid business owners focus on revenue, average owners focus on profit, but smart owners focus on cash flow. And he does a really great job illustrating how profit and cash are not the same. In fact, one particular paragraph says it perfectly. In a well-run business, you want to cascade your percentage growth rates so that operating cash flow is growing faster than earnings, and earnings are growing faster than sales, and sales are growing faster than assets, regardless of whether assets are buildings, machinery, or people. By the way, if you're a fan of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you like the works of Robert Kiyosaki, you're going to love all of Keith's book. Why? Because Keith was the rich dad in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. And there's something very cool about reading the concepts from the originator, not the replicator. It's a fast read, it's entertaining, and my prediction is that once you read the book, you're gonna keep it forever and consistently go back to it as a reference guide for scaling a successful business. Check it out. Let me know what parts of the book you like in the comments. And if you've got a gem that you think is worthy of a review, list it in the comments. By the way, I don't want to review books that everybody's already heard of, right? I want to find those hidden gems that may not have made the New York Times bestseller, but they're even better than the ones that do. Until next time, let's all try a little harder to be a little better. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch that book review. If you liked it, I think you might like this one as well. Check it out.